I'm in Fort Worth, Texas, and this is the Ridgmar Mall. And it's Friday night, about 6 o'clock. You'd think this would be a time where, if people were going to the mall, that be fairly busy. Doesn't appear that it's very busy here at the Ridgmar Mall. But let me tell you a little about the history, show you around the outside, and then we'll go in and check out the mall. Ridgmar Mall here in Fort Worth was opened in 1976. Has 1.27 million square feet of total retail floor area. And you can see a couple photos from back in the good old days, but this is what it looks like now as we drive around. There are spaces for 8 anchor stores, but there's only 4 of them remaining. Dillard's has been here since the beginning. It opened in 1976 at the same time as the mall, and then in 2016 became a clearance center. So that's what you see there is the Dillard's Clearance Center. JCPenney has also been here since 1976. Neiman Marcus opened up at that time too, as did Sears just a year later, and they both closed in the last 10 years. So you can see from these overhead shots how big the mall is, and plenty of space for parking. Let's go in and check out the mall. As soon as we walk in the mall, we're greeted with some terrific music and a little bit more about the history of the mall. So there have been several different anchor tenants. Foley's from 1998 to 2006 was one of them. Rave Cinemas came in about 20 years ago. There's a storage company that has been one of the tenants for much of the past decade. And then Sequest from 2017, 2024. We'll talk about that more here in a few minutes, but you can really get a feel for how empty the mall is as we kind of walk into the bottom floor main area. There's a lot of terrific architecture. It's a really nice place to walk around and check out. So you can see they put a lot of effort into how they designed this mall. But then you definitely run into things like that and you wonder, how do I get to the second floor? This is like a lot of malls that have been going downhill for the last couple of decades. In 2013, GK Real Estate bought it. They announced a 3-phase multi-million-dollar renovation of the property. So it is a very nice property. It's very clean. And so they've done some work in here, obviously, to try to upkeep it. In 2016, Macy's announced they'd be closing their location here. And that same year that Dillard's was converted into a clearance center. And then the next year, Neiman Marcus prepared to relocate as well. In 2018, Sears announced that it would be closing its Ridgmar Mall location. They closed 72 stores nationwide that year. You can see there's definitely an animal theme, aquatic theme, and Sequest here was open until last year. And you can see it's not open anymore. They went through a animal cruelty incident, and the USDA inspection in January found Sequest housing animals in cramped and unsanitary conditions, giving them 1 month to comply to make things better. Whistleblowers reported severe neglect, including starvation of a couple of nurse sharks. PETA urged a criminal investigation, and the Fort Worth police launched an inquiry, but they stated they weren't the proper agency. In that same month, PETA erected local billboards in town urging a boycott. In October, Sequest shut down permanently, and in December, Sequest Holdings filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy. So this location here was definitely the downfall of Sequest, and probably brought a lot of visitors here, and probably the last thing that did that here in the mall.
might have saw some activity a little bit earlier there when I was talking about Sequest. So there were a few people in one part of the mall, but then you get down here towards the other side and it is eerily quiet and there is just no one around. There is an open jewelry store, and kind of in the middle part, this seemed like the most activity. Seemed like a time where all the stores that would be open, you know, that are at least in business, would be open at this time, but some of them were closed. There's another shot of one of the nice sculptures of one of the animals there. But he's just kind of checking things out, not much to check out around the mall. Did find the Cookie Me open. I like that arena sign there. That was pretty cool. I'm sure that was part of a bigger display. But now there's nothing to promote over in this area. All of these stores and businesses are closed. They have some sort of church type deal there. I think this may be a radio station of some kind here. So you get some unusual businesses when malls are in this state of emptiness. They're just looking for anybody to probably rent out these spaces. And this is basically where we walked in originally. So don't know what is coming soon, but hopefully they have a new business. But quite an experience checking out the Ridgmar Mall.
Every time I do one of these dead mall videos or almost dead mall videos, it's definitely sad because I grew up going to the mall, and on something like a Friday night like this, it'd be hopping. I did talk to a couple people in there. Nobody wanted to be on camera. I think they, it's people that work there and they don't want to probably say anything that would be negative about where they work, but they said it was kind of strange. There is a community of people that come there, and there were kids there, a few families, and then there were people mall walking, and man, but it's so large and it's so much empty space. It's just kind of unbelievable. And, but the people enjoyed, their little community that they had there. So hopefully the few stores that are there can remain open. They can get some more. Just an uphill battle in the malls these days. But I enjoyed it. The music they were playing was all fun and up tempo. Like if you want to do some mall walking, you could have some energy in there. So it had a good vibe. It is a strange vibe because of how empty it is.